Hi, I'm Neely and I teach sociology at WCC, and I'm excited to be sharing my social problems class on this Canvas crawl. It's actually not the class that I went through poker review with and got CVC badged, but I did go to the online teaching conference and I got a bunch of new ideas and revamped this class. So this is the one that I'm excited to share. So here we are on the home page of my Soc 2 class that I recently updated. And one of the changes that I made is to make sure that recent announcements always appear on the home page. So I have a welcome message that appears the first week and any announcements that I put there. So I do a weekly check-in every week, start of the day. So you'll see those update. I do have a note there now for anybody that goes into this version for Canvas Crawl about some of the things to know if you tour the class. And then after about week one, I take away the welcome message and put the modules or some other, link directly to the weekly module. That's how it usually looks. So the thing that I wanted to highlight here before I get off topic, the main changes that I made is that I made a orientation module that requires students to complete it. It's set as a prerequisite to access any of the content, and it takes them through the syllabus and all the course policies and information. So I really kind of beefed up the information that I give to students as part of a course orientation, and I included activities that help them practice the skills they need to complete work in the class. So they'll do a discussion with a reply in the orientation, and it's not graded, but they have to get through it. They'll do a quiz on the syllabus so that they learn how to take quizzes. And then the other big thing that I added besides beefing up my orientation is I added all of my lectures are done as videos where I share a screen like this and I go through slides and I do my lecture videos. And so I've embedded quiz questions. That was something that I was highly encouraged to do after going to the online teaching conference. So they get to practice doing an embedded video quiz so that they can go into the course feeling pretty confident that they know what's expected of them. So this is my welcome message here, and I've added cool buttons for beginning the course orientation. I've set it so that it is required for students to go through the entire module, and then I took that requirement setting off for the Canvas crawl so that anybody who does tour the class, you don't actually have to post a discussion or take a syllabus quiz to kind of click through and see what's there. So I'm going to click through pretty quickly, but one of the things I've done is I've added the progress bar, and I just did that because we just got access to the CD labs, so we're going to be having more training on how to use that. So I've got, just sort of what is in the module and how to navigate through that. I've got my office hours and contact info, and I was able to add these cool kind of accordion options through the City Labs with office hour info and shortcut buttons to message me. I mean, they can message me right through the inbox, but I don't know, it just makes it easier. We have an intro where I post a video of myself. I really do feel like Studio has it in for us and like tries to find weird thumbnails where our facial expressions are odd, but that one's not the worst. So we have a discussion, and then they need to post and reply so they can practice and introduce themselves, and that's kind of how we get to hear how their names are pronounced. And then here we get to my syllabus video quiz. So I do a video like this one where I actually walk them through the syllabus and all the policies and how to read it and what the requirements are, and I do that in a video, and then I embedded the quiz. So this is what it looks like from the student view. And then as a teacher, I can see everybody's quiz results and who went through it. And as a student, they can see their own quiz results. So I'm in as a practice student and I haven't taken it yet. There's nothing to see here. But if you're interested in what that looks like from a student perspective, you can take the quiz. If you join my class tour, then you can go take, you don't have to actually take the quiz, but you can see how the questions pop up. And I found it really, really easy to do. The harder part was figuring out once I had made the quizzes, once I made the videos and then I made the quizzes on the videos, how do I embed them and get them for the students to do it? And how do I manage grading? And that's one of the things that I included in my insights below on this page. So that part is I don't know what happens if I play a video within a video. I'm going to leave that alone. And if you want to see it, you can hop into my class. I have a whole section on how to navigate the course, when do modules open, when are assignments due, what's in a module. And these are all things that I used to kind of have embedded in the syllabus, and it was just this really long thing. And, you know, chunking is good, breaking it into different pages helped me get through the CVC alignment. I have a section on how to pace yourself, how to plan ahead, some tips on staying organized, you know, how to set their notifications, how to keep up with their grades. We're only halfway through the orientation module. It's pretty hefty, I think, but it shouldn't take students too long to get through. We have some tips for success in online classes that I sort of have included in my classes forever, but I reformatted it using some of the new tools that we have. So to personalize their profile, and I just include help links. I know they can go to the student Canvas guides, but they don't. So a lot of times if there's a link I think they'll need, I just pop it right in there. And I have, yeah, just tips for what I think would be being connected and remembering to ask for help if they need it. So student support resources, this is kind of this was a page that we made for everybody in the Canvas Commons, at least the WCC version. And I just redid it using tabs. So this might be one where I think, you know, folks at WCC, at least, if you want to save yourself some trouble and just have me copy over this page, we can just remove the part that's about me. I use a lot of Bitmojis. My kids say it's cringe, but I just think it makes the page look a little more friendly, so I've been doing it. But yeah, my teenagers are not a fan of my Bitmojis. Anyway, if anybody wants this page, I'm happy to share that. When you go into the Canvas course, if you try to copy and paste it, I'm not sure how well it'll pull all of the code, so it might be easier for me to just share it with you. So let me know if you want that one. Oh, this is going too long. Sorry. It is a long one. I've got a tech support page. That's another one that some folks might want, might want the shortcut of having a lot of the information in one place. Again, for my Yuba colleagues, the links won't be right. And I've got that shortcut to email the help desk, information about Canvas. Almost done. This is my sociology plug, right? This is our sociology logo, and we've got some information about the major, and we have our own Canvas site for the major. So I include that in all my classes. And then they get their final quiz, and if and when they pass it, then they get to the end. So at the end of every module, they have a page that says you've completed a module. The very last one says you've completed the class, and it looks kind of like this and just reminds them that they can contact me. I'll probably try to make this one look a little better now that I've got the City Labs, but it's always a work in progress. So that's the real enhancement that I've made, is having this kind of robust orientation. I like it so much that I actually am putting it in all of my classes. So my face-to-face, I still use Canvas, my high flex, my synchronous ones. I've made the orientation in those classes, I've made it extra credit, that if by the end of the first week they click through everything and do all of that, they get a few points of extra credit. And we'll see how that goes. In this class, it's sort of a requirement to get into. I don't want them just starting week one content without being sure that they know what all the assignments are. The only other thing I would add here, besides, yes, those video quizzes are amazing. You can see a lot of detail on what the students, you can see who's fast forwarding and not really watching it. You can see whether they're paying attention to the lecture. So I really loved using the quizzes in Studio and found it easy. The only other advice I'd give is you may notice that the assignments link is missing here. Now, if somebody goes through it in a smartphone, it'll still show. You can't hide it in the app, which is really irritating. But the reason I hid it, I didn't start out that way, but I was looking at students' progress through the modules, and I was noticing that some students were doing the discussion that comes kind of at the end of the module, after they've done the readings, after they've done the chapter quizzes, after the lecture videos and quizzes that go with that. There was supposed to be a discussion at the end that's sort of the capstone of the unit, and I noticed they were doing that first. and then doing the chapter quiz. It was kind of going in the exact opposite order. And it turns out it was because a lot of students would just click into assignments, and assignments doesn't show, it doesn't show in the order that you placed it in the module, it shows it in alphabetical order. So discussion came before quiz, or reading comments. And that was a moment for me where I actually didn't know that. So maybe you all knew that and I'm just clueless, but I was surprised because I reached out to a student and said, hey, I noticed you've been doing the discussion first. How come you're not going through the module in order? And she said, oh, I was just going to assignments. I didn't realize. So that's why I have all that stuff about navigation, and I removed the assignments tab because I really believe, I mean, it's not required that they have to do everything exactly in order. They can look ahead to the end of each module, but it's a little clearer to them. So, you know, they can look ahead through the whole week and see what's there in the module and what's required or not. They don't have to do everything in order, but we recommend, so the discussion comes at the end, but that is not how they were doing it when they went through assignments. So this video turned out a lot longer than I meant it to be, but there it is.